What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Surfing the Stream, where every week we are on a quest to find out what is the greatest movie of all time. I am Matt Primo, joined by Josh Primo.
What's up, bitches?
So right off the gate, video quality not as great for me. We're running into some technical issues here, guys. Okay, Josh thinks his shit looks fine, but that's neither here nor there. It's actually a little shiny up on top, sir.
I used a fresh razor.
Touche. I think I'm on like shave number like 50 for mine, and it doesn't shave nearly as good.
Yeah, because I got razor burn the last one. I was like, yeah, I definitely got to switch razors.
Pro tip: you can't use the same one to manscape plus shave the head.
Yeah, interesting.
Pro tip: you don't want nicks down yonder. You know what I'm saying?
What? It burns while I pee.
Oh, that sucks. So, guys, this is Surfing the Stream. Every single week, we come up on here and review movies. I pick one, Josh picks one, and we end up reviewing it, drop some fun facts, and tell you whether we recommend you to go watch or not. Usually, like I said earlier, video quality is a little bit better for me, but my internet is out at the house, and then having some issues with technical difficulties. Okay, so hopefully next week when we review my side of things will be a little bit better. But we are reviewing this week The Drop. It is when I watched the trailer for this movie, I billed it as the unofficial sequel to The Sopranos. And it's going to be interesting to talk about that aspect of it. But it's also been a movie that I have been wanting to watch for a very, very long time. It's been on my watch list for forever, but I've just never committed to actually watching it until now. So eager to talk about this episode in particular. If you like what we're doing here and you want to consider supporting us, go to patreon.com/2game. Supporting us at any of those tiers gets you access to our Discord, which then gives you access to become a creator/producer of all of our content. But all of those links are down below. The links to our Patreon, links to our merch. Go buy a t-shirt, hoodie. Weather is upon us. Go ahead and get snuggled up. You know what I'm saying? With some dope 2-game hoodie merch. And there's also links to all of our social media accounts as well. So like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Really helps us out, and we would greatly appreciate it. But that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into the review. As always, we're going to start off with the fun facts. Bob S. I'm not even going to fucking try to say his name. Saginowski finds himself at the center of a robbery gone awry and entwined in an investigation that digs deeply into the neighborhood's past, where friends, families, and foes all work together to make a living, no matter the cost. I'm not sure that's what this movie's about, but sure. One could argue. This movie was directed by Michael Roskam, not sure. No decent movies of note. This movie stars Tom Hardy, Noomi Rapace, and James Gandolfini. Let me scroll through here to my notes. It has a budget of $12.6 million and it grossed worldwide $18.6 million. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 46 minutes, and it was released September 12th, 2014. And let me get to the actual fun facts here. This is the last film appearance of James Gandolfini. He died 1 month after shooting had wrapped. 3 dogs were used for the role of Rocco in order to keep them a consistent size during filming. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. I was like, 3 Dog. I was thinking the rap group 3 Dog Night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're so white.
All I know is shot collar, 20-inch blades.
No,
I got it
not
from you,
giving you.
motherfucker. You know what the
Not,
name. You
not
know what the
gonna,
name of that song is.
I know what it is. I'm not giving it to you though.
Yeah, the other fun facts kind of fucking suck. So we will continue moving on to our general impressions.
I
And
think we all want to hear you finish that rap.
nah. One time, man. One time. Yeah, I gotta tease everybody a little bit, make them come back for later. Maybe I'll finish that rap at another time. But
Fair enough.
I know you're snibbling over there, being I'm so tired. I've been awake since 11 o'clock. I need a lullaby. I need to go to sleep. So we're gonna fucking speed this shit up, so I don't have to hear about this for the next fucking week, guys. All right.
I mean, if it would have took you 5 hours to text me back, I'd have fucking decided something differently, maybe.
Yeah, like I swear he's like my wife. He texts me like 3 times. So what's the plan? What are we doing? Huh? Are we recording? I'm like, goddamn, man, we get off my dick for fucking 5 seconds so I can get shit accomplished.
Is that my text voice?
Yes.
It turned me on.
So, going into this movie, what were your expectations?
I never watched the trailer, and
So,
I'm gonna have to say you fucked me. When you use the words, this could be a Sopranos sequel. I think my expectations were through the fucking roof, and I'm like, why the fuck hadn't we heard of this? So you fucked me.
well, you act like I've watched it before.
Yeah, but you like sound so convinced when you fucking said, "This is what we're watching."
Well, when you watch the trailer, okay, he says in the trailer, I used to be somebody. I used to be feared and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay. I mean, could be an unofficial sequel. I'm just saying it sounds like that. I had those same expectations. I had very high expectations. It was, if we're being fair here, it was unfair, very unfair of us to consider this an unofficial sequel to the movie, to the TV show.
You're not wrong, but I
I don't
wanted it
think
so fucking bad.
it was one of those things where it was like we already had the thought in our head, and once the movie started, there was no turning back. We couldn't dial those expectations down whatsoever.
That's why I didn't even watch the trailer. I said, "This guy fucked me, man." I done fucking said the bar high.
So what did you end up thinking?
Uh, man, have you ever watched a fucking movie and you're like, "Oh yeah, something big about to fucking happen. Something big about to happen."
Shut up. Actually, I do. Actually, I won't completely acknowledge that, but I have seen movies where I'm like, oh, something big's about to happen.
Roll Tide. I don't even have anything good for that, sir. I fucking salute you.
There's no segue for that, man.
No, no, but I don't know, man. I felt let down. I think my expectations were way too fucking high. And depending on the way this review goes, depends on the way it's going to score. Because I am not fighting or dying on a hill for this movie. Now, James Gandolfini, I think he had a solid fucking
Dude's a savage.
performance, solid performance in this movie. I really liked him, but I've liked a lot of like a lot of his more popular stuff. I really hadn't gone back and watched the stuff he's not known for, but I did see a lot of mannerisms from The Sopranos of his, and I thought that was awesome considering this was a mob type movie. But I felt like the writing to develop the actual mob was pretty shitty. And what was that? His nephew, the little barkeep.
Barkeep.
His fucking
Barkeep,
his
pour me
fucking
another.
his fucking character was horribly written, horribly fucking written. And I think that dude had so much fucking potential to be a kick ass fucking character, but they made him a puss the whole time. And then we got to
until
watch about a
until the very
fucking
end.
dog. Yeah, and then we got to watch about a fucking dog growing up, man. I'm like, bruh.
It's so funny because the two people that do not like fucking animals are watching a fucking a movie about a dog, and we're trying to get attached to it. Nah, it's not happening.
You know what would happen if I'd have walked past that trash can with a dog in it?
Kept on walking.
That or I'd have picked him up and set him on the side beside it. There you go, motherfucker. I would have took him home.
You know what was so funny about that scene is, oh, Nadia came outside and she's like, let me see your driver's license. What you the fucking police? And then she says, I sent your picture to like 4 different people, so don't try anything. But come inside my house.
Yeah.
I was like, none of that makes fucking sense. Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of some random dude's driver's license and go, don't try anything. But come on inside.
Don't fuck me unless you want to.
Right? Dude, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. This movie has pretty decent reviews on Letterboxd. It's got a shit. Of course, it fucking clicked out on me. I want to say it was a 3.3 average. Yeah, 3.5 average. Out of all the reviews, lots of 3s, lots of 4s, and 3.5s, all up in that. For the reviews, and I don't see it. I don't see it whatsoever. And yes, I had pretty high expectations going into this. It was a movie that I had heard was good throughout the years. It was just something that I just never, like I said, committed to actually watching. And I'm sitting here, I have a page of notes, and I still don't understand what the fucking point of this movie was. Like, there really is no point to this movie. It's legitimately, majority of the movie revolves around this dude, this chick, and a fucking dog. And
Yeah, just like Homeward Bound mob style.
Exactly. You know, I'll never be able to think something else about this movie. Homeward Bound mob style.
I mean, I don't know, man. I've never really seen anything so poorly written and developed on the mob character when your movie is about the fucking mob.
Agreed. Like the mob, for a mob movie, the mob was barely in it.
Yeah, and then they weren't even good. I mean, are Russians in the mob? I mean, I don't want them to come after me if they are, but I thought they were all Italian.
Well, you got the Russian mob. You ain't never seen Eastern Promises?
No.
That is a Russian mafia movie.
I mean, I've watched Power Book Ghost, and I know the Serbs are in the mob.
The most memorable thing about Eastern Promises is the sauna fight scene. And if anybody has seen Eastern Promises, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They fight butt ass naked. And we get a fucking rear shot of it all.
Oh, nice. Nothing wrong with a little Ball Johnson dance.
Fucking good movie though. Yeah, so I didn't really care for this movie. It was one of those movies where you're kind of like waiting for it to get going, and it never gets going until the last fucking 10 minutes of the movie. And some movies can kind of handle that if they have interesting characters and good character development and good dialogue, but that is not the case for this particular movie. The main character, what the fuck was his even? What was his name? Bob. That's right. Bob and Marv are easily the 2 best characters in the movie. Granted, that is legitimately the only 2 characters in the movie, and they're in every single scene just about. So it's kind of hard for them not to be the most interesting. But like Bob, they wrote him in a way where it just doesn't make him interesting throughout the entire movie. He seems like a good guy, and they're writing it in a way that he seems like he has like more of a mysterious past, like he used to be a part of the mob, but now he's not. And they don't really reveal things until the very end when he becomes like fucking Mr. Badass and just starts capping dudes left and right. Which was a pretty good scene. I mean, it was the best part of the entire movie, honestly. Then you got Marv, who isn't in the movie a whole bunch, but when he's in the movie, like my eyes are glued to the screen. Like I love James Gandolfini in this movie, but I don't know whether that's because his character was good or if it's just because I like James Gandolfini in this type of role. So it's kind of hard to decipher between the two. I'm going to lean
argue.
towards me just being a James Gandolfini dick rider and me hoping that it was a Sopranos spinoff, essentially, which we need to talk about.
But first, I want to ask you this question because it's related to the Bob or the cousin, whatever the fuck it was. I want to say this politically correct. Did they write that dude to be slow? Because I picked up on it like he was slow,
like autistic not
like
or something.
Something I don't know. It was like
See,
sometimes the way he talked, it seemed like it wasn't a normal conversation. Like they wanted you to think there was a mental defect with the guy.
Yeah. No, I got those same vibes, but you would never know that because they don't ever explain that in the movie.
Yeah.
So that begs the question, should movies like this explain that? Or should they not? Like, do you think it makes it better if you just absolutely fucking know? Or is it better to, I mean, he might.
Well, I mean, normally, no, it wouldn't bother me. But whenever he comes out throwing fucking daggers and shit at the very end, I kind of need to fill in the gaps.
True that. And I think I agree with you. Because I just watched a movie recently with an autistic kid in the show, in the movie. And they don't really acknowledge the autism until the very fucking end of the movie when it becomes a plot point. But you kind of know throughout the entire movie. So I kind of lean more towards what you're saying. Dude just kind of changes characters all of a sudden and just starts fucking wheeling and dealing. And what's up with his character before that? So I will agree with you on that. It's just a poorly written movie.
Yeah, and, I want to call bullshit on the girl that the cousin meets is also dated the fucking main antagonist. I mean, come on.
Wait, what?
That was a stretch. She was the girl that he was with the dog.
Yes.
That guy that kept trying to extort money from him for the dog.
Yes.
Was together with that girl before, and that was his dog or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, that's pretty cliche, but okay. I mean, hey, Brooklyn's a small town.
Right. That's another thing that kind of goes against my my idea that it's an unofficial Soprano spinoff. You can't really do it in the same city that he was in. You know what I'm saying? Like people would kind of recognize him.
Yeah. Maybe.
But we do get a very very Sopranos like exchange. I don't know if you remember it, but they were it was Marv and Bob, and they were talking about Czechia versus Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, you wouldn't call him an Irelandian, you know? and he gives like the most Tony Soprano response. And what the fuck does it even matter?
The one thing I thought of is when they opened that bag and seen the hand, I was like, you're flexing.
You're flexing. Relax. It was just the biggest thing that I can say about the movie is it's poorly written. There's not a whole lot there to really grab a hold of and keep your. I was interested, but it wasn't for good things. It was more like I was interested in, okay, when is this gonna really flip the script? When is this really gonna change things? And it never really did that. So I wouldn't say it's interesting from a good standpoint. It was more interesting in the fact that when is this not going to suck? And it never really does. It never really not sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only
I want to back my point up here about the dialogue. Okay. This is an exchange. Okay. Nadia holds up a broken like knickknack or some bullshit in his house, right? And she goes, "It's broken."
It was an angel.
Yeah. And he goes, "Yeah, it is." And she goes, "You want me to fix it? Do you want to fix it?" It's like that's the fucking exchange. And it's like, huh? Did we really spend fucking 5 minutes trying to have this conversation that is some of the worst dialogue ever? It's not a good scene. It's not a good scene.
Yeah, that is it's sad that I know exactly what part of the movie and everything you're talking about from just those lines. And that's also what made me think he might be slower than normal. And just the way that conversation went kind of threw me off, but
Hey, did you see the episode? No, fuck. Did you see the part where he found all the money in the bag with the arm, and he starts washing all the money off, bruh. If that wasn't some Monopoly looking motherfucking money right there, I don't know what is. like, bruh, that shit looked like they went and printed it off the internet and put it in a fucking bag.
The only thing it was missing was a bald-headed Monopoly man on it.
It was, man. I was like, I don't think blood's washing off of money like that. I don't think that's how this works. Like, no shit, it kind of looked laminated.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
If your bar just got hit, would you then put the biggest fucking deposit in that said bar when you think somebody's working on the inside on you?
I'm curious to know if they thought like they were going to draw out the people that had robbed the bar to begin with, but they never really like staked the place out or did anything. It was Bob capped the dude, and he was like, "Yeah, man, he came and asked for the money, and I just fucking shot him." And he's like, "Fair, okay," and that was it. Okay, really? So yeah, exactly. Why would you, unless they were going to develop that and let them stake it out or something along those lines, maybe like even like trick them into thinking someone was going to rob it or whatever the case is. They didn't develop that right, and I didn't care for it. That angle.
Yeah. And they made such a big deal about that fucking wristwatch in the beginning. You thought that was going to be like a key piece to the movie. And I mean, there you see the fucking severed arm fucking 5 minutes later. It was kind of a letdown.
Just like the rest of the movie. I'm straight up, guys. Like if you're thinking about watching this movie, it's legitimately about two people and a dog. And then a boyfriend comes in or an ex-boyfriend comes in, and he's like, "You're gonna pay me a lot of money for this dog." And he's like, "Bruh, you ditched the dog." And he's like, "Bruh, it's still my fucking dog." And that's legitimately the entire movie. Prove me wrong.
Yeah. I fucking can't. But you know what the problem is? Is I fucking love James Gandolfini so much that I feel like I'm gonna rate this movie higher just because of him.
Ooh.
I think I have a girl crush.
I think I have a girl crush. Like I said, Marv and Bob are the most interesting aspects of the entire movie. I needed more from them, further development of the characters, and regardless of how you think they were written, I think they were well acted. Like, I think Tom Hardy did a decent job of acting. It's just I don't know if he was written in a way that could really elevate that character. Like, let me put it this way: let's say it was a completely different actor in that role. I think that role would absolutely fucking suck. Like, I think Tom Hardy elevated that role with how much act. Like, he did a lot with a little in terms of his acting.
I'm kind of surprised James Gandolfini even did this movie, to be honest.
Why is that?
Because he'd been putting out some. I mean, he was on fire at this time. He was coming off the Sopranos high. He had the taking of
Bruh,
Pelham 123.
was he in that movie?
Yeah, he was the mayor.
Well, fuck. Huh.
Sopranos ended around 2004, I think.
It doesn't really give me a year. Hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Because I think it went like
2007.
Okay. I mean, it's still mildly famous.
Which is kind of crazy because that was the year before I graduated. I don't remember ever being talked about in high school.
No. It had its niche, and then it ended, and then I guess we just picked it. Have you ever seen Suits?
No, never really seemed interested in it.
Yes, that's the same way Sopranos was. It had its following while it was on, and then all of a sudden there's a refucking surge, and it's the fucking top streaming sitcom right now.
Huh. And
it is a badass fucking sitcom, by the way. Fuck you.
Really?
Harvey Specter for life, bitch.
Harvey Specter for life. Like, goddamn, dude. Fuck, shit.
I wanted to be
goddamn,
a fucking
I'm sorry.
attorney.
Don't shoot.
I wanted to be an attorney after watching.
Don't sue me, man. Damn, I didn't mean it.
I only do corporate lawyers.
I only do corporate lawyers. So what are you gonna give this?
I think a fair shake is 2. I want to give it a 3 just because James Gandolfini was in it and I like him.
We're actually, this is kind of weird. Was this like 3-4 weeks in a row that we're kind of like spot on?
I don't know. This guy's in my fucking head.
I almost want to pick a shitty movie, just throw it all off to reset the balance.
See, I figured you'd talk me up or down on it.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I give it 2 stars. And I guess the only reason I would give it 2 stars is because of the acting. It's not bad acting throughout. The actual like cinematography kind of looks good. It's kind of like it's got that classic cold as shit Brooklyn vibe to it. And it looks very dreary and whatnot. So I think the cinematography looks pretty decent for what they're trying to go for. But the story just doesn't hold up. The dialogue is pitiful. So I can't in good conscience give this a decent rating. So 2 stars for me. And even with James Gandolfini in it, I can't do it. Can't do it. Like, I feel like I wouldn't sleep at night if I gave this 3 stars.
Oh, but if it was Jake Gyllenhaal, we'd be like,
motherfucking 4 stars, bitch.
Pony, bitch.
He fucking carried this motherfucker.
He made me believe.
But no, I wouldn't recommend people watch this. It's on HBO Max. If you decide you want to bite the bullet and watch it and give it a shot for yourself, I wouldn't recommend it by any means. There are other mob movies out there that you can watch. Hell, go watch The Sopranos again, or you can go check out our review of a majority of the series, not the entire series, but the majority of the series, on the on the podcast. Hey, you know what? Wait,
fuck them. They didn't have to do it.
Yeah,
they don't understand.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with everybody for a second, okay? Look, I absolutely fucking loved reviewing The Sopranos. It's just nobody else loved us reviewing The Sopranos. And I mean that in a way that it just didn't get the views that we had kind of hoped for. And I'm disappointed by that. But
yeah, fuck y'all.
Hey, This is a democracy. I'm saying we listen to the people.
You know, the only thing I didn't like about it is I had to nitpick it apart, and it's by far my favorite TV series ever. And I found it very difficult, but then at the same time, I found myself not liking some episodes more. So I'm kind of glad they voted against it. So now it can stay cherished.
Do you say cheers? Next time I'm gonna put those little fucking beer goggles on. Just not even fucking. I'm just gonna check the fuck out.
Fucking A, man. That's it.
But guys, that is it for our review of The Drop. Let us know in the comments below if you have watched this movie before, and let us know if we're right, wrong, whatever. Also, please share us on Facebook, social media, like, subscribe. All that stuff really helps the podcast, and we would greatly appreciate that. So next week, we are reviewing is a movie that we've kind of bounced back and forth between the two of us, and Josh is just the one that finally fucking committed to wanting to watch it, and that is Appaloosa. That is the one with Ed Harris and who was the other fucking guy in that movie? Oh, speaking of which, he's the guy that was in Eastern Promises, and you get to see his sack and everything from the fight scene. I did not fucking plan that. Sure.
It's late. I'm tired. No.
I have a headache. Fuck, I can't even fucking remember his name now. I just think of him as Aragorn. That's really it. I'm a terrible Lord of the Rings fan by not knowing his name. Don't hate me, guys. It's Aragorn. Okay, that's who's in the.
I have more respect for you for not knowing.
Yeah, fuck you. But it is a Western movie, and I remember watching it way back when, and I don't remember much about it, so it looks decent. So we'll hope for the best on this one. I don't know what it is, man. I like watching no fucking shit.
You remember that?
Squirt. For the audio listeners out there, Josh just showed a can of Squirt.
It's the slogan is thirst quencher.
Fucking shit. Goes perfect with that pairing of the what I was waiting for something big to happen.
Yeah.
Which is perfect because at the very end of the episode the squirt happens.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. But yeah, it's a Western, and I don't know what it is, man. I've really gotten into Westerns since doing reviews with you.
Yeah, because it's a badass segment if done right.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you. Westerns are they're not they don't get done very often, but usually they're pretty fucking good movies.
I have to give you props though. We did that one that you recommended, and it was like the modern take on it. And
The Harder They Fall, the one with the
yeah.
I do remember that. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I was surprised they hadn't came out with number 2 yet.
Probably because the dude beats his women, but I digress.
They should listen.
which is fucking terrible considering the movie we reviewed last week.
Don't set me up for shit like that if you don't want to see it. You fucking spike that ball up in the air and just see. It's like, I'm gonna see if this guy takes it.
Fucking alley oop. That'll 100% be a Patreon only segment.
That's probably wise. That's probably wise.
But all right, guys, go ahead and check out Appaloosa, and wait for us next week for us to tell you what we think about it. And other than that, we will catch y'all next week on another episode. Night night. Good night.
I need a lullaby.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Laters.
Laters.